Hey y'all, welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I'm Lena Bond. I'm going to be breaking down everything Crimson Tide today. I got some news, I got some rumors, and then later on I'll be breaking down the Crimson Tide's top 2017 plays, not from the postseason, just regular season, just so you guys know, but make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and get into our news portion of today's show. And first one up on the bat, this very strange LeBron James Crimson Tide championship connection has come to an end. So with the Golden State Warriors 108-85 win over the Cavaliers in Game 4 of the NBA Finals, this is now the first year the Crimson Tide and James haven't shared the same postseason fate. And in this case, that's winning a championship since 2010. Now, Alabama has won 5 national championships in the past 9 seasons, and every year besides 2009 and 2017, so did James. And when the Tide did not play in the BCS title game or lost the college football playoff, James lost in the postseason too. But the buzzsaw that is the Warriors put an end to that on Friday night with them winning their 3rd title in 4 seasons. All right, let's get into our second news item of the day. Alabama has landed a top 100 DB. His name is DeMarco Hellams. He's an absolute stud and should add a much depth to the secondary for the Alabama Crimson Tide come 2019. He's from Maryland, and he chose Bama over several programs such as Clemson, Maryland, Virginia Tech, just to name a few. He said, "I love the environment that is created by the players and the coaches of accountability and the culture that is built on developing boys to be young men," Hellams told Bama Online when talking about Tuscaloosa and his Alabama visit. He said the practice was fast. The movement was everywhere. It was up-tempo. No time was wasted, and people were just doing their job. At 6'1", 203 pounds, Hellams is the number 4 safety and the number 2 overall player in the country. Also worth noting, he did play some wide receiver in high school as well, so expect him to have some good hands, be a total bellhawk. He's the number 15 commit for the Tide in the 2019 cycle, strengthening their lead atop the 24/7 team recruiting rankings. All right, last news item I have for you guys today, and this one, oh boy, it is a fun one. Tua has been named the second best odds to win the Heisman in 2018. A couple other big names were on the list: Justin Herbert, the quarterback from Oregon, Jonathan Taylor, the running back from Wisconsin, just to name a few. And it's funny, although Tua didn't start a single game last year as a freshman, his heroics in the second half in the national championship game has definitely allowed him to get a bunch of preseason hype. And we'll go ahead and bring up the rest of the odds here. You see Tua right there at number 2 with 10-1 odds with Jonathan Taylor. Bryce Love, who was the runner-up last year, does have the best odds. And like I said, you can see Justin Herbert there as well, as long as Jake Fromm from Georgia is also up there as well. All right, guys, before we get into our rumors, I'm going to bring up my rumor scale here. You're going to want to know what all these Bear Bryant hats means. So 0 Bear Bryant hats, that's fake news. No accuracy behind the report. 1 Bear Bryant hat, that's Paul shouting out Phyllis from Mulga, which means it's pretty unlikely. 2 Bear Bryant hats, people are talking. We can't confirm, but where there is smoke, there is fire. 3 Bear Bryant hats, it's more probable than not, but our sources in Tuscaloosa are yet to confirm. And then we have 4 Bear Bryant hats. It's Roll Tide, it's fact, it is news. All right, let's get into our first rumor of the Alabama Football Report, and is Jalen Hurd's going to be taking part of the Manning Passing Academy, or the NPA? Well, this one's a fact. We're giving this one 4 Bear Bryant hats. Roll Tide. For the 2nd year in the row, Hurd will serve as a college counselor at the 23rd Annual Manning Passing Academy in Thibodaux, Louisiana. The Crimson Tide Jr. will be one of 40 collegiate quarterbacks at the 4-day summit that will feature over 1,200 campers from 45 states. Joining Hurd on the campus of Nicholls State will be some of the top quarterbacks in the country, including Jarrett Stidham, Khalil Tate, Drew Lock, Will Greer, and Jake Browning of Washington, just to name a few. In addition to serving as mentors to the NPA's young campers, the quarterbacks will receive special instruction from 2-time Super Bowl champion quarterbacks Peyton and Eli Manning, and they will also take place in the annual Air It Out and Quarterback Challenge events. These will all be taking place from June 21st to June 24th this year. But you see a reaction poll up on the screen. I want to know from you guys, do you think Jalen Hurd has what it takes to be an NFL quarterback? He's going to be at this Manning Passing Academy with former NFL quarterbacks, maybe some soon-to-be NFL quarterbacks. And I just want to know from you guys if you think he has the stuff. So give me a heart for yes and a like for no. Today's Alabama football report is presented by Autolist. Looking for a new or used car? Are you tired of browsing millions of sites online? Check out Autolist.com. They have the largest source of inventory on the web, or you can download their highly rated app for iPhone or Android. Let's get into our next rumor now. Patrick Surtain Jr. Is he set to have a huge impact year one as a freshman? Well, I'm giving this one 3 Bear Bryant hats. It's pretty likely. So just recently, CBS Sports released their top 10 summer enrollees who should make an instant impact this college football season. And at top of the list was Bama's very own Patrick Surtain Jr., who was rated the #1 cornerback in the 2018 class. The article stated that Surtain is as equipped to start as a true freshman as anyone in the country. He's the son of a former All-Pro cornerback. He's got the size, the speed, and the polish. In fact, when he was almost going to LSU, that was a longtime leader for him in his recruitment. He was considered to be a go-ahead starter for the LSU Tigers. Instead, he walks into a national championship-ready team with a secondary that's his only glaring hole. So he's definitely big enough to fill that hole, and we are looking forward to see what he brings in 2018. But this does going to bring me to a win. I want to know from you guys, how many interceptions do you think Patrick Surtain Jr. will put up in 2018? It's going to be very interesting to see. He's going to be a true freshman, but like we said, he's got the poise, he's got the pedigree. So go ahead and get your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's move on to rumor number 3 now in the Alabama football report. Is Bama targeting the next Mark Ingram? Well, I'm giving this one 2 Bear Bryant hats. People are talking. Now, this kid, he's from Folsom, California, and we know that Alabama has had good luck with Folsom prospects before, aka Jonah Williams, but they're turning back to the Northern California powerhouse this cycle, offering 4-star receiver Joe Nada as well as his younger brother, 2020 4-star athlete Daniel. Now, Daniel at 5'9", 190 pounds, he's drawing a hefty comparison from the UA staff. Tosh Lupoy said, he reminds me a lot of Mark Ingram, Nada said. He's like, I'm a mini him. He can see me being in his shoes and running the ball just like him at Alabama. Now, aside from running back, Nada says the Tide staff also sees him as a potential slot receiver as well. He's rated the number 15 athlete and the number 151 overall player in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. But all this talks of running back, I'm going to go ahead and toss up a reaction poll. Who is your vote for the best Bama running back ever? That's a really, really hard vote to cast. I know Alabama is running back you after all, but give me a heart for Mark Ingram, a like for Derrick Henry, a wow face for Trent Richardson, or a laughy face for Sean Alexander. Okay, halfway through our rumors now, so let's get to rumor number 4. Quarterback battle, quarterback battle, quarterback battle. Is there going to be another one come 2019? Well, guys, I'm giving this one 3 Bear Bryant hats. It's pretty likely. Now, with Elite 11 going on in the high school summer camp circuit, the big-name quarterbacks are all over the news, and in most years, Alabama has one major commit or target competing in the semifinals, and every couple years, they got one guy in the finals. Well, this year is different. Alabama has 2 future commits in the ring, and even more interesting is the fact that both of them have strong family ties and therefore expectations to the Alabama program. As we all know, Tua Tagovailoa is the younger brother of current Alabama quarterback Tua. He's a 4-star recruit, number 8 overall pro-style quarterback in the nation. But then there's his counterpart, some guy named Paul Tyson. He's another 4-star, and he's rated the 12th overall pro-style quarterback. He hails from the Alabama area, and oh yeah, he is the great-grandson of someone named Paul Bryant. So both are exceptional quarterbacks with a lot of arm talent. Leah, he's smaller, only standing at 5'11", but he's much more mobile in the pocket with uncanny Houdini-like escapability, whereas Tyson is your more prototypical 6'4" quarterback. Now, they're both talented and each in their own ways. Both the players expect to win out, and there's a good chance that 2-3 years from now, we're having a total breakdown of sanity on the internet about which one we want to start and which one's going to transfer. All right, guys, on to rumor number 5. Is Saban's career going to be extended by all of these quarterbacks coming in and the current quarterbacks on the roster? Well, I'm giving this one 2 Bear Bryant hats. People are talking. This one's coming from Clay Travis, who recently sat down with SEC Country to give his thoughts on the state of Alabama football. Now, in the interview, Travis gave a strong prediction about how much longer Saban will remain on Alabama's sideline. As part of his answer, Travis touched on Saban's passion for his current role and how jarring retirement might be for the coach, stating, "I think Saban fears not coaching. I also think he's going to hold on for as long as he can at Alabama, and frankly, the most amazing thing to me is out of Nick Saban's entire tenure, he's dominated without a traditionally dominant quarterback. I think Tua Tagovailoa has the possibility of being the best quarterback Nick Saban has ever coached, not to mention that the talent that is slated to come in 2019. This kind of game changer for Nick Saban potentially over the next couple years. To me, this is something that Saban has never had before and might keep him around for even longer." All right, a lot of people have been talking about Nick Saban in the headlines lately and how much longer Coach will be coaching Alabama. So go ahead and get your thoughts in this reaction poll. If you think he's sticking around for 6+ years, throw a heart. 4 to 5 years, give me a thumbs up. 2 to 3, give me a wow face, and give me a ha-ha face if you think it's just one, because we all know how laughable that is. All right, let's get into our last rumor, and this one's kind of a strange one. So does Coach have a quote-unquote weird lake habit? Well, I'm going to go ahead and give this one 4 Bear Bryant hats. It's fact, it's news. So just recently he was talking about his gorgeous lake house that he has somewhere in Tuscaloosa County, and then he began to talk about a weird routine that takes place there, and I don't really know how to best explain the rest, so let's go ahead and toss it over to Coach so you can hear for yourself.
I like playing golf. I love the lake. I swim in the lake and take a bath in the lake every day, and everybody kills me over that. People don't take bath in the lake. I got to have Ivory soap so it floats, So, Miss Terry doesn't, but I like that.
You're not worried about snakes or anything?
Are you kidding, man? I grew up in West Virginia. You're worried about snakes, you can't do anything.
You guys.
I don't worry about them either.
Well, at least we know how Coach got cleaned up after him and some Bama players got stranded on that boat a few weeks ago.